what can I do that allows me to still work remotely, but also would be fun and be about as far afield from politics as I can get. And
Right.
and so, through a series of things, I thought, well, maybe wedding speeches, and I later wound up talking to some people in the wedding industry, and they suggested adding vows and ceremony scripts. And I'm like, really? And it just kind of took off from there. But we also help people practice the delivery of those things, and it's very similar, at least in terms of its skill set, to the kinds of things that I was doing as a political consultant when we were working with campaigns and the formulation of messaging and debate prep and just general media prep for politicians, many of which had never been in public office before, never gotten in front of an audience to talk about anything. The most common mistake is an imbalance where one person might have put a tremendous amount of time and thought into it, and it's of a certain length,
Mm.
and then the other person clearly did not, right? And
Right.
it might be too short, or it might be full of cliches that are too common to hear. And I think the imbalance is the biggest problem, because I can't tell you how many weddings I've been to where that you have that feeling, well, maybe they could have put a little bit more
Right.
preparation to that side, and it looks bad,
As
right?
you are interviewing these family members for speeches, do you ever have um, like shocking moments where they say something that kind of you didn't
Oh
expect?
yeah. Oh sure. Yeah. No, I mean, I do a lot of father of the brides and mother of
Mm-hmm.
the brides, mother of the grooms, whatever it is,
Mm.
right? And um I think some of the stuff that they tell me privately, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're not all fans. Okay, they're not all fans of their
Right.
child's spouse to be. Some of them are not quite as excited about it as you'd hope them to be. So you have to definitely find the gold and in there,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mhm.
sit in the river and sift through some sand to get to it, right? But I think on the other side of it, it gives me an opportunity to get a different perspective of their relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, I would say most of the time, the parents are very happy with the choice of spouse. A friend of mine who's a wedding photographer told me a story about how one of her clients, she was at a wedding, and apparently the father had gone to South America and with his son, and they went to a brothel together, uh, and
Oh,
were and
Wow.
more unusually shared a prostitute apparently, and
Wow.
wow.
and uh, uh, decided that he would disclose this in at some point in his speech. She didn't come up with this. She read it in a book somewhere, but it's like, if you're in a real fight, if you're having it out and you both recognize it, one person should just say, give the signal, and you're supposed to slow dance for like a minute. Get- just get in the room, stop fighting, and slow dance for a minute.
So
All
this.
right.
Wow.
And she's like, and it works because it's silly, and you get
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
close, and
Start
it's
laughing.
loving. It's a little loving and close.
Mhm.
And it's not, you're not swing dancing, right? You don't swing them
Right.
right out the
Right.
window, you're into a
Right.
wall, right? It's slow dancing. And I think of it like that. And when I'm writing for people, not all of them are great speakers. Some of them are very dry, some of
Mm-hmm.
them are very monotone.
Mm.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't make somebody that just speaks that way into someone they're not.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I can, within the range of their abilities, uh, make that more fun.
Right.
And
Mm.
I love it when someone who's not known for doing jokes kills, because
Mm-hmm.
they
Yeah.
don't,
Yeah.
because it doesn't, they don't have to be a great comic. They just have to
Right.
do something funnier than people expected it.
Yeah. Hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Right.
So that they just know that whether it's a wedding speech or it's something else,
Yeah.
that they can get help. And once they know help exists and it's okay to get help, I think there will be a tremendous growth curve.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
um, but right now it's just keep it going, get to a point where we can keep buying guitars and
Whatever
yeah,
motivates you.
Yeah.
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 Like I mean, I was looking for a way to survive outside of politics.
Right.
I,
Mm,
I found that. I want to keep growing this business
Mm-hmm.
and get it to a point where people know that if you want something of this kind of flavor with and work with someone that has my kind of personality that you can.
Right.